start with the Keynesian policy. Okay, so there are many models. Okay, there are many modes of thought. Keynesian was the one which is the most prominent right now. These days, not right now, but post Great Depression, right? So in the Great Depression, what had happened? There was output had fallen, employment had fallen, incomes were falling, and the economists at that time had no answer. So now you know that bad economic situation leads to fall in governments. So governments have to think what to do, what to do, what to do. And that time, the birth of Keynesian macroeconomics, again in the form of a British economist, John Maynard Keynes, came in, and it changed the way people thought about economics. He presented new assumptions, new policies. Okay, so today we are going to start with Keynesian macroeconomic policies. Okay. Now, before I start with Keynesian macroeconomic policies, I'll just take 1 minute to tell you a little bit about the foundation. There is classical and Keynesian. I'm going to teach you Keynesian today. Classical we'll do another time. Now, what was the difference between the two major differences? So Nandana says there was no need of government intervention in classical. So classical, no government intervention required. Classical said intervention. Classical said the economy can take care of itself. Government not required. Good, Nandana. Invisible hand. Yes, Tarishi. Invisible hand. Free market. Laissez-faire. Okay, money no role. Correct. So all this was classical. Right? Free market, invisible hand. What about prices? What did the classical economists say about prices? Flexible, absolutely. What was flexible? Prices. What is the meaning of prices flexible? What else is flexible? Wages flexible. So prices and wages flexible, meaning, what does it mean? It means that classicals actually said, and they assumed when they made their model, classical economists said, that people don't mind taking any wage rate as long as they are employed. They said people want employment. If the market situation is bad, people are willing to take a wage cut, right? That's what the classical economists assume. Is that true or not? Are you willing? So let's say you as a person, it's a very bad economy. Okay, recession, there's a recession going on. Will you work for a very less price? Are you willing to put in your hard work for, let's say today as a fresher, you don't go to do any masters. You are maybe as just a bachelor in economics, maybe you'll get a salary of 20, 25, 30,000. Okay, somebody tells you bad economy, I can't give you so much. You have to agree in 10,000, 5,000. Will you agree? Will you want to work? No. You may want to then upgrade your skill set. You may want to do something else, but not work in such a low price. So that was one of the things that Keynes challenged. What did Keynes say? What did he say about prices and wages? Sticky. And sticky in what direction? Downward direction. So how was the sticky downward? He said that people don't accept a lower wage. They will accept a higher wage, but not lower. They will not so easily accept a lower wage, right? Prices are not as flexible. Right? When you go to a restaurant, if it's a bad economy, people don't want to change the prices of those menus. They don't change that often. Okay, so people don't want to sell their goods at a cheaper price. Okay, so wages and prices are sticky downward. Upward, they can rise. So he challenged this. Okay, he challenged this. He challenged everything. He said, no, government intervention. Without government intervention, economy will be in a recession for a longer period of time. For example, when we had the 2008 crisis, so when Lehman Brothers fell, everybody knows this because of the housing market in the US overheating, right? There was a recession throughout the world. Okay, that time governments knew what to do. They were prepared. They did not sit and wait for things to take care of themselves. They knew what to do. What was required was government intervention. Like today in Britain, it's a bad situation. They have very high inflation. They have very high debt. There's a war going on. They don't have enough energy for their coming winter months. There's a lot of bad things happening around Britain, right? So are they going to sit and wait for things to become better? No. They are looking for active government intervention to make the painful times shorter. So there are many differences between Keynesian and classical. Classical was more of a supply-sided economics. Keynesian is more of a demand-sided economics. Keynesian believes in excess capacity and so on. So there are lots of things. I'll go about in detail later on. Okay. Today, I'm just sharing with you what are we talking about. We're talking about economic policies. We're talking about economic thoughts. So here today, I'm going to do Keynesian policies with you. And Keynesian macroeconomics primarily focuses on government intervention to solve economic problems, keeping prices and wages as, let's say, steady or sticky. All right, everyone.